How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another Payday video. Today we're going to be taking a look at some speculation and predictions that I have for Payday 3. Just going to go into some details and stuff about what I think is going to be coming to the game and everything, and who's going to be returning, who's not going to be returning. Let's get started into that. Let's take a look at the roadmap first for Payday 3. This is the year one roadmap for Payday 3's DLC schedule. Essentially, this is a year, like a whole year of content. First episode, first DLC we're gonna get is Syntax Era in winter 2023. Kind of looks like some kind of server room, judging by the icon and the background image. So maybe we're gonna be hacking into some kind of digital space area, getting something like either information or something else. Next one is Boys in Blue. I could see some police lights in the background of that with the donut icon. So we're going to be taking on the police essentially for the second DLC coming out in spring 2024. Kind of looks like we're going to be taking on the police or something, or something related to the police. Either we're going to have like a police informant that helps us out or something, or something else from that. Summer 2024 comes with DLC number 3, and that's the Land of the Free. We got the scales right there. Kind of reminds me of like the Supreme Court or something going on. So maybe we're gonna have like an election fraud or election fraud type heist, or maybe something more going to that. Then I'll probably get into with a bunch of the stuff. Last DLC coming out in fall 2024 is Fear and Greed. Look, there's like a $100 bill in the background right there, and then there's the ticker going up. So that's more than likely a stock, like the stock market type of thing. So that'll be cool. Of course, additional content that's gonna be coming. We're gonna get seasonal events, playable characters, skill lines, new enemies, weapons, Unreal 5 update, which is gonna be interesting. We're gonna get a whole engine update. Cosmetics, new features, quality of life updates. Seasonal events is going to be cool. Be cool to see Crime Fest return and get 10 days of content. Playable characters. I want to touch into this a little bit for playable characters, because I think even though we recently just got the dev diary, as of the recording, it was released today. On September 13th, the dev diary was released. We're about 5 days away from early access release of Payday 3. They said that the story begins with how the Payday crew gets back into the life of crime. Is that they essentially survive a assassination attempt thanks to a brand new contractor who is a friend of Bane's, Shade, and she helps us out. There's apparently some cutscenes that are going to be happening into that. Let me go to that dev diary, see if I can find that. I looked at it not too long ago. Dev diary, Payday 3 8.
There are some ties to old villains for sure. Yeah.
They were talking about like how there's ties to old villains and everything. That's what
About
essentially
5 years has passed since the events of Payday 2, where the gang robbed the White House, and after that the gang went into retirement, living off
offshore. Payday is 100% canon now. Thank God they finally confirmed that
over their heisting careers. But in Payday 3, some of the people that they've wronged in the past figure out that the gang is very much alive still.
I'm thinking this comes from the lost tapes that we found in Payday 2. The lost tapes were essentially you found key cards across different heists. There was one for border crossing. There was one on the diamond heist, the one where you steal from the Garnet group. With there's one on Hoxton Breakout. You find the key cards in day 1, and then you go to day 3. I think day 2. And then you open that safe there, and then there's a overkill. I think it's Was it Bullock's Mansion? I believe. No. God, I'm sorry about this. I gotta. Lost Tapes was found. It's Shadow Raid. I'm an idiot. It's Shadow Raid. Yeah. Bad for Business was found on Shadow Raid. Cellmates was found on Border Crossing. Shadow Raid has to do with Murky Water, and no, Shadow Raid has to do with Gensec. Cellmates has to do with the Overkill MC. Keeping Up with the Garnets, of course, is the Garnet group that we steal from the Diamond Heist, and Enemies of the State has to do with the FBI. So all those enemies are coming back together to essentially try to kill the Payday gang.
And that they stole pardons. So in this universe, that sort of heist works.
I'm glad they confirmed this finally, because in the offshore Payday video, it's kind of not really entirely clear that the Payday gang stole the pardons, as well as helped transfer Bane into his new body as the president of the United States. So it's good to hear like proper confirmation finally to get that over with.
Therefore the cops aren't doing anything, and some of these people learn about this and they're not happy about that at all. So they conspire to have the Payday gang killed, hire assassins, and as a precaution they also make sure to freeze all their assets just in case the assassination attempts fail. The reasoning being that in that case at least the heisters won't have any resources, they won't have any money to be able to retaliate on these assassination attempts.
That's cool. That's cool. That gives us the reason why why Hoxton, Chains, and Dallas and Wolf decided to come out of retirement from heisting to go back into heisting. That's the reason why we had to go to in No Rest for the Wicked and get start robbing banks again. I'm glad there's actually a reason for that, and not just because they wanted to get back into heisting or whatever.
But of course, we do know that at least a few. We don't know if any of the actual assassination attempts actually succeed, but Dallas, Hoxton, Wolf, and Chains survive along with Joy, and they.
And that's cool as well, because there's assassination attempts on all of the members of the Payday gang. It's not just Dallas, Hoxton, Chains, Wolf, and Joy. You got it on everyone. It's nice because it gives an out for a lot of people that are 100% never going to return, like H3H3, Ethan and Gila, or like people who are, it's open for them to return. Like we could get John Wick jacket, and I cross my fingers. Let's hope we get Sydney back. I would love to. Yeah, it gives them an out if in case they can bring them back or not. So.
Are contacted by an old associate of Bane, a woman called Shade, who manages to reach them just in time.
There we go. There's Shade.
Before the assassination attempts, and she gathers them all up in New York, promising them that she will do her best to try to get to the bottom of this conspiracy, to learn who's behind it, and get them some payback. But first, they need to get back to heisting, because since they don't have any money left, they need to raise money somehow.
What makes the audio of Payday interesting is
I'm hoping that there's something to do with Locke coming back, because I would love to see Ian Russell return as Locke. Get onto something.
Explains the lead up to the heist that you're about.
360 degrees, but you can only see in like
The main story of Payday 3 is where
Here's
you
something I
get
wanted to show.
introductory cinematics that explains the lead up to the
They're
heist
still
that
not
you're
showing the
about
rest
to
of the
play,
heist.
given the situation with the conspirators and where the characters are at that point in time. Then you play the heist, and then afterwards you get sort of another cinematic that explains the aftermath of that heist, basically. But there's also just a few little nuggets of information strewn about in some of the heists, things that can reveal a little bit of character backstory and what their ideas about things really are, and also some foreshadowing what's to come.
I'm hoping there's something to do with Locke and all this stuff, because we know Joy's returning, and Joy was essentially a protege for Locke. She basically learned all the hacking and stuff from him, and that's why she was able to join the Payday crew back in Payday 2. And now she's back again in Payday 3, a little bit older, a little bit more mature, not counting points, as they if you watch the dev diary, they say that in there. But like, I'm wondering about Locke, because Ian Russell said there was a tweet. I'll see if I can find that. There's a tweet about Locke returning, or whether Locke was returning or not. And I'll see if I can find that. Could be on Ian Russell's. I don't think he replies that much, so should be a little bit easier to find. There it is. Here it is. One Twitter user, Jazzman, it says, "Mr. Locke, are you going to be in Payday 3? I personally found you a better handler than Bane, and you're smart to hack. Cram not." And then Ian Russell replies, "The official word is that Locke is missing. Read into that what you will." Speculation time. I'm thinking we might have to find Locke and break him out of somewhere. So we're probably going to get a Locke breakout heist like we did for Hoxton breakout eventually. If Ian Russell's saying that Locke is missing, maybe he had an assassination attempt or somebody kidnapped him to get at the Payday gang. I would love to see Ian Russell return as Locke after seeing him in, after hearing his voice throughout the entire years and seeing him in live action as Locke. In live action with the fatigues and everything and the mustache in the offshore Payday video. Locke definitely probably will return if we can, if he is still alive in Payday 3, which cross your fingers he is. So another speculation I had in the offshore Payday video, Vlad said something that I thought was pretty interesting. When talking to the Payday gang.
I said you fuckers would do this shit.
Fucking spoot.
No more Bane, huh?
It was after his call.
Some people are not. I'm fucking with you. Fuck those guys in Seattle with all the rain all the time. If you guys are, I'm out too. Vlad needs some.
He said, if you guys are out, I'm out too. And now the Payday gang is back in. So our crazy Ukrainian contractor, Vlad, has a very, very high chance of coming back. In the files of Payday 3 as well, the beta, there's some file names for different heists that have not been officially revealed. I'm hoping there's some speculate, like I'm gonna speculate into stuff. There's armor transport coming back, so maybe we're working for Gage again, hitting armor transport trucks again for gold and other stuff. Maybe we'll see a return to the train heist, another train this time. Who knows who it's been run by, who this train is being held by. Because Murky Water filed for bankruptcy at the end of Offshore Payday in Payday 2. It's read on the ticker tape on the bottom when President Bane is speaking. So who knows what's gonna happen with that? With my speculation of Vlad returning, there's also in the files a nightclub heist. In the Payday 2, one of the few heists that we got was the nightclub heist, where we had to steal the cocaine out of a safe in the manager's office and steal a bunch of money, and then like there was a bunch of gang members and police and stuff in that. But that's another thing. I think Vlad is gonna have us hit up a nightclub in New York. Maybe it's a fancier nightclub, or the same nightclub that John Wick went to in the first John Wick movie. Maybe we're gonna get some few references of that. That'd be interesting if we got some John Wick references. Then maybe we could see the Continental in Payday 3. Who knows? With the speculation of like New York heists and everything, I think maybe we're gonna see some return to some older heists, or some that are considered old heists, but like because they're from the previous game, like Brooklyn Bank. Since that one took place in Brooklyn, and the Payday gang is now based out of New York. Now that's like a hop, skipping, and jumping away from them, and they could easily hit the Brooklyn Bank again. Let's see. There's also some speculation of I'm gonna say, like some contractors that we got near the end of Payday 2's life that really didn't get many heists. I'm talking about, of course, Shayu. She gave us the Black Cat heist on the cruise ship, and then she also had us do Mountain Master, which is the penthouse heist where we had to fight the guy in that crazy armor. Wow. Yeah, I think she'll return. This time we're going to giving us more of those heists. Maybe we'll head back to San Francisco and hit up there. Blaine Keegan as well. We did that Midland Ranch heist, and then we went over to no, Midland Ranch was Gemma McShay. We did we did the heist on the corporation for Alice Rainey. We stole like a bunch of money from her and everything, and a bunch of assets, and destroyed stuff there. And then we went to the Crude Awakening heist on the oil derrick. I think we're gonna see more from Blaine Keegan as well. He'll probably be back, since we barely got any heist from them, since those were near the ending of Payday 2's life. Crude Awakening was awesome too. Of course, we got Gustavo Coutinho coming back as composer for Payday 3. So we're gonna get some more awesome music. From what I heard from No Rest from the Wicked, the sound design is perfect, the audio is great, soundtrack, music, everything's cool, and I can't wait till they actually release like an album of like music and stuff. So hopefully that'll happen too shortly after release. Who else? What else? I could see a bunch of returning heists, and then like they retrofit them to fit into the Payday 3 style of movement and combat, and how stealthing them. Like imagine like if they brought back the car shop heist, and you could like maskless stealth that without you could maskless stealth it up until the part where you steal the car and everything. That'd be really cool. Be easier than having to do it the way normal stealth was in Payday 3 or Payday 2, because the maskless stealth stuff like really intrigues me, because I've been seeing like multiple videos of people stealthing No Rest for the Wicked without having to mask up at all, and it blows my mind. Like the amount of stuff you can do in casing mode is fantastic now in Payday 3. I can't wait to see that. A lot of other stuff too that I want to get into. Let's get into heisters. I definitely some predictions. The highest chance I see coming back is Sydney. I think Georgia Van Kullenberg actually really loves voicing the character, so I could see her coming back. Now that the Payday gang has like proper like face flexes on the models and stuff, for be able to have some updated versions of her. She'll be 5 years older, like how Joy. She was 20. Joy was like 23 in Payday 2, and now since Payday 3 is like 5 years later, to our present time. Joy is 28 years old. So Sydney will be like, I think she was like in her early 20s, so she'd be around 25, 26 in Payday 3. So, and in the end of Payday 2, she became an accomplished swimmer, and then she opened like animal hospitals and stuff. So she could have more muscle definition on her, and we'll see that in the model if she ever comes back. People really want John Wick to come back. That's a really hard one to see if he would actually come back, because of the people are saying, John died at the end of John Wick Chapter 4, and you probably didn't. If you guys didn't see that, I'm sorry. That's my own fault. I completely forgot about spoilers, even though the movie's been out for a few months. But like, John was supposedly died at the end of Chapter 4, but it's kind of an ambiguous ending. I'm gonna get shit in the comments about this, because people are gonna say, "I know he's dead. Didn't you see the movie?" I'm like, yeah, I watched the movie. It's ambiguous. The director even said it was ambiguous. They even changed the ending for where it was obvious that John had lived to a more ambiguous ending, so it's up to interpretation whether he died or lived. But I could see John Wick coming back if Starbreeze is able to make another partnership with Lionsgate to get him back in. Another one I think that has a semi-decent chance of coming back is Jacket. I believe Starbreeze could work out a deal with Devolver Digital and Denaton Games and get Jacket back into the game. Be neat to see an updated version of Jacket in the Payday 3 engine. That'd be cool. Other ones I think will come back. I know ones that will not come back are definitely H3H3. Thank God. Praying they don't come back. I don't want Ethan or Gila anywhere near Payday 3. Almir, please listen to me. Do not bring them back. Do not. I swear to God, if they come back, I'm gonna freaking like. I will destroy my laptop if they come back to Payday 3. Please don't bring them back. Another one I could see coming back, though, is there's not. I mean, Houston could probably come back. I mean, I don't know where he would technically be during the time that they that assassination attempt. It's possible he survived. Maybe we'll learn about what happened to the other people once the game officially launches. But I could see Houston coming back. I can see Clover coming back. Bonnie's definitely a chance. Dragon's voice actor Dragomir Mirsic has been a part of the advertisement for Payday 3 extensively in a lot of like videos and stuff. So he has a very, very high chance of coming back. I wouldn't be surprised if he's one of the first DLC characters we get in the game, considering how good of a relationship he has with Starbreeze and the guy and the crew at working on Payday. So yeah, Dragon's a very, very high chance. Other ones that could come back, Duke could come back. It said in the Offshore Payday, Dallas said Duke bought a museum, so maybe he could come back as like a contractor or something, contracting the Payday gang to get him some artifacts for that museum or something. Or he could come back into steal stuff for his museum. Duke. Who else could come back? Jimmy could come back if the director and the movie studios and Charles Copley agree to come back to voice it. At the end of Hardcore Henry, Jimmy is supposedly still alive, so fingers crossed again for Jimmy. Jimmy was a great character, and I loved him. I love to see him come back. Maybe there'd be a way to switch off on Jimmy clones. Like we'll get that suave Jimmy that we had from the beginning of the Hardcore Henry trailer, live action trailer they had with Charles Copley in it, and then we can have the coked out Jimmy as like some kind of alternate clone or whatever. That'd be interesting to see. That's everything I had for speculation and everything, guys. thank you guys so much for watching this. I hope you guys enjoy Payday 3 once it finally comes out on the 18th if you are playing it in early access. Comes out on the 21st if you are playing it a regular edition. So whatever edition you're playing, I hope you guys have fantastic heisting. May your bounties be plentiful and keep on popping those heads off. Keep on heisting, heisters. Have a good one.